Why are Nigerian presidents so insecure, or do I rather say biased, in choosing who becomes the chief of army staff? Is it still the fear of what happened on the 15th of January 1966, when the army force seized power and sacked the civilian administration? Because I do not understand why they keep choosing juniors over senior army officers, thereby forcing their seniors to either go on compulsory retirement or voluntarily take order from their junior. And this is very common with the APC administration. You remember in 2015, when Buhari became the president of Nigeria, he chose his very close ally, Lieutenant General Yusuf Brutai from Borno State, as the chief of army staff. And Brutai was commissioned into the army on the 17th of December 1983. And Buhari seized power from Shehu Shagari on the 31st of December 1983. This was one of his very close allies during his reign, during Buharism from 1983 to 1985. And in 2015, he chose him as the chief of army staff, and he served with him the whole of his first tenure, even into half of his second tenure. And when he retired in January 2021, he went ahead to appoint Lieutenant General Ibrahim Atahiru from Kaduna State to be the chief of army staff, who unfortunately died in a military plane crash. He immediately replaced him with Major General Farouk Yaya from Sokoto. And this caused a major uproar. Why Major General Farouk Yaya when there are over 29 senior generals in the army that can do this job? Unfortunately, they are not his ally, or some of them came from other parts of the country. Why this much insecurity? Why this so much bias in choosing who becomes the chief of army staff? And that allegedly caused over 29 generals to go on compulsory retirement or voluntarily take orders from him as the chief of army staff. And history is repeating itself now. In 2023, TINUBU became the president of Nigeria. And he chose Lieutenant General Taurid Lawaja from Osun State as the chief of army staff. And now, the army have somehow accepted that Taurid is receiving medical treatment abroad, because this is the news that they denied severally on media. There is nothing wrong with the chief of army staff. He's full of health. He's not sick. We should dismiss the rumor. But now something is somehow wrong. And now TINUBU have replaced him with an acting Major General OLUYEDE from Ekiti State. And there is also speculations that OLUYEDE is a junior. There are other senior ranking generals in the army that can do this job, but they came from other parts of the country. They are not his ally. They are not from the southwest. And this is a government that is continuously talking about no ethnic bigotry. We are one Nigeria. And all we get to see is ethnic bias. I wish they can just practice what they preach. And why is there even an acting chief of army staff? Is there something they are not telling us? Is Taurid coming back? Is he responding to treatment? Is there a problem? Is there something that the public needs to know that they have not told us? Or is this the first step of introducing Major General OLUYEDE as the chief of army staff? What is really going on in this country? Don't be surprised to hear very soon on the media that Lieutenant General Taurid Lawaja has gone on compulsory or voluntary retirement, and Major General OLUYEDE is now fully the chief of army staff. This is Nigeria. Anything can happen. And this type of ethnic bias is going on in the federal level. And when the public speak, they say you want to overthrow Mr. President. What an insecure government. And that's why they keep on embarrassing us. Look at what is happening on all the international news outlets. Nigeria is parading hungry, malnutrited minors on the Federal High Court, charging them of treason. So a 15-year-old boy that is homeless, hungry, uneducated, want to overthrow the government. What a shame.